Hello everyone and welcome to another video. I hope you are coping well with the absence of druck. I feel empty, but at least I have them next to me every day. I probably need to take this off my wall eventually. I just liked having it for the reactions, but eventually I need to take it out. Welcome to this video and welcome to 50 questions about the skamverse. You lot sent me a lot more questions than I was expecting. Thank you for that. I'm excited to answer. I hope my opinions won't make you hate me. I've been in this fandom for 5 years now, so obviously I collected a lot of opinions, and yeah, let's get into it. Question number 1, I condensed this question into 2 because a couple of people asked me the same question and I just thought it would make more sense if I answered it all together. So it was, how did you find, when did you find, and how did you first get into skam? So I got into skam in 2016, roughly on the 3rd week of Isaac's season. I saw it on Tumblr and a couple of my Brazilian mutuals were like freaking out. And whenever my Brazilian mutuals freak out about a ship, it's normally a very good ship. So I just said, you know what? I have nothing else to watch. I'm gonna get into it. And my, did I fall in love with it. I fell in love with Evan like straight away. So yeah, that has been my journey. I got into it in 2016 and haven't left the fandom since. So question number 2. As a music lover and Sander's #1 fan, I love knowing that that's my brand. I was curious if you ever made a Sander playlist. I would like to know what artists, songs of today you think you'd listen to. This is very interesting, and thank you for thinking I'm Sander's #1 fan. That is my brand altogether. I never made a Sander playlist, stupidly. I made a Sobe playlist, but I did not make one specific for Sander. But realistically, if I would make a playlist for Sander, it would literally just be my own 80s playlist. It would just be the same. So I can link it down below, or I can put like a little, those little Spotify barcodes on here if you want to listen to it. But I definitely think he is like an old soul. I wouldn't say that he just doesn't listen to music from today, but I do think that he mostly listens to 80s music. The 80s are literally my favorite decade when it comes to music, so I do think that that's his case. But music from today, for some reason I really think he would listen to Tame Impala, and I know that's such a cliche answer for any art student ever, but I really do think he would like Tame Impala. And yeah, I do think you would listen to like Tom York, Radiohead, stuff like that. I know the Radiohead are from like the 90s, but Tom York is still releasing music actively, so I think you would listen to Radiohead, Tom York. This question is the question that obviously I got multiple types over, which is question 3. That is, rank the remakes and favorite remake. So, as of this moment, my favorite remake is Druck. And I will explain why. Druck, from season 1 to season 4, was very consistently good. I don't think that it had as much of an impact on me as the other ones, because the other ones, they had very like low points and very high points, whilst Druck, in my opinion, was always consistently good. So it was just, good. Season 5 and season 6, however, my opinion just, they became my favorite. In regards to the other remakes, before the new generation, my favorite remake was Skam España. Skam España ruined it with what they did to Amira, because I'm the biggest, Amira stan, and I was so happy by, having another Sana season and it being Amira, because Amira is literally like my favorite Sana. Even sometimes I even think I love her more than Sana, but I don't like saying this. But she's literally my favorite person. That first clip of her just like, oh my god, it was so good. So I had the highest expectations for last season of Skam España, and they ruined it for me. They really did. It really pisses me off that the woman of color is the one that ended up alone whilst everyone else was happy and chilling, and she didn't even get like the love and the praise that she deserved for most of the season. But that's another conversation entirely. So my list consists of the following: Druck, Skam España, Skam Austin, wtfock, Skam France, Skam Netherlands, and Skam Italia. Skam Italia, I haven't watched it, so it would always be the last on my list. And Skam NL, again, I like it, but I like the others more. So that's my thingy. So, question 4, and I feel like this is a great question to follow up. What were your original opinions on the remakes being made? I hated it. I was a Skam purist for the longest time. And I don't have a very good opinion of things being remade because I'm a massive Skins fan and we all saw what happened with Skins US. So, of all of the things that I really like, whenever they are remade, they are never as good. The first remake that I saw was Scam Austin because Julianne Dem was involved in it. And I'm completely like okay with admitting that my opinion was totally wrong. The first remake that I actually started watching, other than Scam Austin, was Druck. I watched the first couple episodes of Anna season, and then I stopped. And I don't know why I stopped. It wasn't because it was bad. It was just like, I don't know. At the time, I didn't expect the shows to have as many changes, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to watch this again. If I want to watch like Scum again, I will just watch Scum. I don't need to be watching any remake on another language. But 2020 happened, and in 2020, that's when I decided to give all of the remakes a go, and I'm very happy I did. I think I started in what, like February. I don't know, like somewhat in the beginning of February, and then the pandemic happened, and I was, already in the deep end, and by the summer, I was already caught up with all the remakes, and yeah, I was heavily invested in everything. Question 5, which is a question I didn't really expect to get, but I'm fine with it nonetheless. How would you rank the Williams? And I mean, I guess if I had to rank them, I don't really think about ranking the Williams very much, but if I had to rank them, obviously Alejandro first, then Alex, then Sene, then OG William, then all the others, then Charles. And when I say all the others, I mean all the others and Charles. Charles is like devil incarnate, the worst freaking person ever. I think only to be beaten by Constantine, but even then, I don't think Constantine is as bad as Charles. Charles is like a horrible person. So no. There's a very big gap in between all of the Williams and whatever, Charles. Alejandro, Sene, and Alex, they are Williams that I actually like them. Like, I would like them as people. Sene a little bit less, because even though he's a nice-ish guy, he still has anger issues that he needs to work on. I hope people understand that. He has anger issues that he needs to work on. Question 6. Out of the remakes, which are the ones that you have seen? And like I said, I've seen all of them except Scam Italia. I have my own reasons to not have watched Scam Italia. I will eventually, because I've been told that the cinematography is quite good, but I haven't yet. Next question. Not a question, but here's free reign to talk about Shay. Thank you. I will talk about Shay whenever you want me to. I love Shay Dixon.
She's literally one of my favorite characters on the entire skamverse. She is one of my favorite Isaks, and there's so many Isaks, so she's one of my favorite, and I really wish she had gotten a season. Like, I will never, ever forget the fact that we could have gotten Shay, and we didn't, and that forever will make me sad. She was just so kind, and, so loving, and she had so much room to just accept herself and be happy, and yeah. I don't want to go too much into it because Shay, it's a topic that really makes me sad, but she's a blessing. She's a blessing that appeared in my life.
Next question, question 8. Could you talk about your favorite scam-related memory if you have one? So my favorite, I think I have two. One of them was when I had another friend of mine that was really into scam as well, and both of us would like, you know, start talking Norwegian out of nowhere. And this was a real life friend, not a Tumblr friend, so in real life hits different. The other one was when I went to see The Weeknd live in 2017. So the summer, just after Sana season, it was just like a couple of weeks after. And I saw him live, and when they started playing I Feel It Coming, I was with my best friend, and both of us were dancing, even though we didn't know the song, he didn't know the lyrics, he didn't know The Weeknd. No, okay, I think he knew The Weeknd, but he just is not a fan. But I remember dancing with him and calling some of my scum friends, and just like vibing with them while we listened to the song. And it's a very niche memory, but yeah, that I feel like that is one of my favorite scum related memories that I have. Question 9: is there a moment or a clip that stands in terms of giving you the most chills, feels, and it still does with subsequent watches? This was a word that I struggled with saying, but I'm so glad I said it first twice. Oh my god, I was gonna say I'm so glad I said it first try, but I said try wrong? Are you kidding me? I don't think I have just one clip, but OL Gana, Forever, the best clip in my opinion in Skamverse. A new addition to this, it's the museum clip on this season of Druck, and as well as that, the reunion, the last reunion clip for them. So obviously them meeting, the Romeo and Juliet parallel. Like, I keep watching it and it's just a beautiful clip. I'm pretty sure I have a couple other ones, but I don't want to overwhelm this response with a bunch of them. Question 10: favorite scam couple. I don't know if this just means scam or if it means scamverse. If it is scam, I still can't pick a favorite because I have two. And my two favorite couples are obviously Yusana and Evak. But if I had to pick one, Yusana wins everything in my life. They are just the love of my life. Literally, what an amazing couple they are. If it's the scamverse, then it's still the same too, but I would include Spiderwits, Q2, and Krisana. They are literally my favorite couples within the scamverse. I love them very, very much. Question 11: if you got a season, what would the season be about? And this is literally my favorite question in this entire tea of 50 questions. Thank you very much. I don't remember who sent me this. I can go track, but you are literally my favorite person. If I got a season, it depends on when the season would be. If I were to do a season of me now, it would be about self-love, self-discovery, and like pushing yourself to the limit, like exceeding and pushing yourself to your potential, kind of something like that. But if it was a season of when I was 16, 17, 18, which is, when most of the scam seasons are actually happening, my season would be about coming out. It would be about mental health, and it would be about embracing my blackness. So that's why Shay's season, Isak's season, Nora's season, blend this all together and you have a me season. I'm the black Evan. I'm literally the version of Evan if Shay got the love interest would be me, okay? Not me, but someone very close to me. I said what I said. Question 12: what do the scams mean to you? And I don't know, I feel like the scams mean to me what most of the teen related shows that I like mean. I feel like people in the LGBTQ community and people of color and stuff always have this like love for a lot of memories, because I think like we got our starts a little bit later, so we still can sympathize with a lot of these stories, if that makes sense. So Skins, Euphoria, Scums, all of them mean a lot to me because I've always been a fandom person, and I just feel included. I just feel like seen, if that makes sense, because they are still metaphoric and still hyperbolic and still dramas, but they do a better job at representing the youth in a way that the youth wants to see. We don't want to see like people lecturing, teenagers and young adults anymore like they used to do in older representation. Question 13. Which season has had the most impact to you? I don't have just one, I have two. And those seasons are Isaac's season and Fatu's season now. Nora's season also was very impactful to me, but I had to step away at some points for my own mental health. And that just shows how effective it was on representing like mental health in a good way. And yeah, I feel like those three are literally hands down the best, most impactful seasons for me. Question 14. Why did you start making your reaction videos? And again, this is another amazing question, and I feel like it has two answers. First of all, I always enjoyed YouTube. I always enjoyed making videos. I've been in and out on YouTube for a couple of years, and the reason why I never stayed for longer is because I'm not a very self-confident person. So it took me a while to have that, capacity of putting myself out there. But the main reason, it's obviously because I feel like the skamverse fandom is very whitewashed. The voices of people of color often get like pushed aside, and I felt like doing it like this, in this format, it would reach more people. Not as many people as it has reached. I really didn't expect the videos to get the amount of views that they did. Especially I did not expect to reach like writers and creative teams of said show, but I just felt like for once my voice was like necessary. It's interesting though, because in the beginning I did not know that the show was gonna do the racism storyline, so I'm even happier that I decided to do it, because we needed a black person discussing this. Like, again, the fandom has the tendency of like sheltering themselves on the allyship, but allyship very often has become performative in this fandom spaces, and I've been in fandoms like for the longest time, so I just felt like I really needed to bring my voice forward in this case. We are still on 15, I have 35 to go. Which character is your all-time fave? And you must have realized I have a trouble just saying one when, I should just say one and not two or three. But it's my video, I do whatever I want. So, my characters are Evan and Sana, and every iteration of said character is also my favorite character. Also, Fatu, Kumi, Shay, Nora, Ava, Josh, and I really hope I'm not forgetting anyone, but if I am, I'm sorry. But yeah, these are my favorite. I made you quiz about my favorite characters to see which one of those set characters you are. So if you are interested, do it. Let me move along. Which character do you relate the most? I relate to the Evans the most, and to the Sanas the most. I relate to being an artistic person that is very loving, very giving, but I also relate to being very closed off in the beginning and seeming like a little bit of a bee, but my closest people have told me that I'm a softie whenever you get to know me. Question 17. How did you get involved in the skam fandom? I got involved in the skam fandom in 2016 simply because I was on Tumblr and I saw my mutuals were blogging stuff about this weird niche Norwegian show, and yeah, it's been streamrolling since then. I always enjoyed being in fandoms because I like talking about my thoughts and opinions about said shows. In 2020 I joined again, and I've been having a blast joining the fandom again. What has been the most memorable moment of any skam so far? Fatu, black lesbian, being the main. Nora's season, amazing. Now, I will never forget this. Question 19. What is your fave in terms of cinematography? Druck without a doubt. I feel like druck is the best when it comes to cinematography because the cinematography fits the show. Skam is also good with cinematography, and again, I do think people use the word cinematography way too loosely now. But I also don't want to be one of those snob film students that just thinks like, oh, you didn't study film so you can't talk about cinematography. Like, most people know what cinematography is. I just do think that like in Skam it doesn't fit the narrative half of the time. It's just like pretty for the sake of being pretty when the writing is confusing. Like, you can't just slap something pretty on top of confusion. cinematography is meant to aid the narrative. So, which is why I think like druck does it amazingly. Question 20. If you could change one thing, what would it be? I mean, this is kind of broad. I guess if I could change one thing in the entirety of the skamverse, it would be the accessibility. Like, I really wished it was more easily accessible. Like, we didn't have to to wait or to upload it into Google Drive or whatever. Like, I understand why, but there's no harm in putting it in a way so it becomes accessible to more people. This is the one thing that comes off the top of my mind. Question 21. What are your favorite clips? This is another difficult question, but if I have to pick, Oh Helgana, original scam, Akumi and Fatu's first time, Kumi and Fatu's museum clip, Zoe telling the girls about the sexual assault, and Nora and Josh last season, the reunion clip at the end of the season, and the little party singing thingamajig the girls were doing. Top fave songs on scam soundtracks, and again, this is difficult, but if I have to think of songs that really remind me of scam whenever I hear them, it's that one that is like, God, don't leave me, na na, whatever. That one, the song of Marlon and Megan, whenever they break up and they're like in the car wash thing, that song is beautiful and it just reminds me of scam. Dido Hurricanes, I feel like, it just straight away reminds me of Scam España. I Feel It Coming, self-explanatory, and this last one from Q2's like reunion clip, like I fucking love you, can't you see? That song is amazing. So I feel like those are like the 5 top ones. What season character do you think had the most potential and it was wasted? What the fuck, season 4 not being Mojo's season? It was absolutely disgusting. If Arthur got a season, so could Mojo. What the fuck, had to fight harder to have him as a main. Thank you very much. But no, they gave it to a racist girl. I hate it. What season, in your opinion, is the one that got away? A character you wish got a season across any remake. I said Mojo before, so I'm not gonna say him again. But I wish Noor got a season, but she was technically a love interest. Not really, but I wish she got a season. And realistically, in my mind, if Mojo couldn't be the main, she should have been the main. And she should have dated Mojo. Like, it pisses me off that they went to get a completely different person just because they wanted, advertising revenue or something. And Noor was right there and everyone loves her. Just pissed me off. What would you want to see on a skamverse that no one has done before? I would like to see polyamory done right. And I would like to see non-binary representation done right. This is why, if Ishmael's season ends up happening, I want them to date either a completely femme-presenting non-binary person or to just date a girl. I don't want them to be dating Constantine or to be pining over Constantine and to be oh, the sad, because people already see them as a guy, unfortunately, and I'm sick of it. Question 26. What changes to the original blueprint would you like to see? This is easy. This is so easy. I've been waiting for this one. Vilde being a lesbian. There is absolutely no reason why she wouldn't be a lesbian. It just does not make sense to what we saw on screen. I'm tired of people reaching for characters that are not queer or not queer coded, but the ones that are queer coded, people are just nah, deuces, I don't want you. I'm here for Vilde being a lesbian. Also, I would really like if Evan's mental illness wasn't used as a plot device, as a shocker. Not a plot device, it was a plot device, but as a shock value. Oh, mental illness, they're gonna break up. No, this is something that I really wish was handled with a little bit more care, but drama, I guess. I really would have liked if we didn't see Isaac almost downplaying racism and like comparing it to being gay. I really didn't like that scene. I remember being so mad when it happened. Question 27. If you could pick 4 people from the original to have a season, what would those people be? Obvious. Evan, Maddie. Maybe Magnus, because I really, really do think that Magnus was also queer coded, but if it wasn't Magnus, like I wouldn't really, really care. Vilde. That's it. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. If not Magnus, obviously Chris. Chris, my baby, she deserved it. Question 28. Most overrated character on the skamverse. And this is when people are gonna start leaving this video. I'm sorry if I'm gonna offend you, if I'm gonna hurt your feelings, but Robe. Robe is very overrated, and I do not think he's a bad character, and I like him to an extent. However, the fact that people literally act like as if he hasn't done anything wrong ever, and he has. You can still like a character and admit that they did something wrong. Also, Nora, obviously, OG Skam, simply because of the fact that, like, when I watched it then, I did love her so much. And then I met people exactly like her. The feminist, the outspoken one that is dating a creep, that is dating a homophobe, that is dating a racist, and they just deal with it. It's that understanding of, like, white women are not always the victims. Sometimes they know exactly what they are doing, they just don't care. So, in my fantasy land, yes, Nora is a lesbian dating Eva. They love each other, but in the factual thing, Nora is not that person. To me, at least. And yeah. Also, the other overrated character for me is Lucas from Skamenel. I just feel like, people see a nice, good-looking guy and they love him, but people are not giving that same energy to Shay. And I feel like my hatred towards him is mostly because of the way that people treat Shay, being that both of them are the Isaks that didn't get a season. But I said what I said. I said what I said. I mean, I just feel like these 3 are kind of overrated, and yeah, I'm not on it. I'm not on it. Most underrated characters. Shay, Zoya. I said what I said. I will not explain any further. You should know. You should know why I'm saying this. Most overrated couples, most underrated couples. I feel like Sobe and Elu are very overrated, both of them, because the straight part of the fandom and the part of the fandom that loves men as well, so the bisexuals, the pansexuals, were very excited with the more explicit scenes, which is why you barely hear people talking about Krisana or the Venzi. When people talk about the Evacs, those rank very highly, and the Venzi and Krisana are on the bottom of the list. I don't know, like Vidi and Ugo? I really like Vidi and Ugo, but are they underrated? I don't know if they are underrated. Most underrated clips and moments. I don't know. I feel like moments of the girl squads are often underrated. I feel like, or moments that don't further any romance. I can't think of anything at the top of my head. Favorite non-canon ship, Eva and Vilde, Shay and Noor and Brit, Mikael and Evan, before Isak. And yeah, I think that's it. I think they're mine. Yeah. If you could play a character in a skam, who would you be? Evan. I would be the Black Evan. Straight up, period. That's me, and that's who I'm kidding. So, Black Evan, me. What about the skamverse distinguishes from other shows for you? So, I think it's pretty obvious, is the relatability, is the real factor that it has, especially with the characters having social media and stuff. I feel like it's very immersive, it's very engaging. And that was different. When it came, it was so different. It was so special. Question 35. If you could write a season What stories would you like having told? Interesting you should ask me that, because I'm actually on the verge of writing something. It's not a season for Skam, and it's not a Skam anything, but it's something that if you like Skam, I assume you're gonna like. And yeah, instead of it being based in high school, it would be based in uni, because I feel like a lot of us Skam people are just a little bit older now. We want something, representing the ages that we are now. And I feel like young adults also need that, that little something to relate to. So, yeah. Question 36 is best and worst parts of following a season live. I feel like the best is obviously like engaging and getting everything real time and not missing social media content. And the worst is just like the lack of understanding of what's gonna happen. So sometimes you get very sad, very angry, because you don't have like the entire information available to you, and people can be very critical. But it's part of it. I don't mind following seasons live. Question 37, another one that probably will get me blocked, erased, but is favorite evacs. So my favorite evacs are I feel like when it comes to the OG, I always try to remove it because a part of me is like nostalgic for it, so we would always put it first. But okay, whatever. So I would say evac, Krisana, Sobe, simply because of Sander, Davendi, only because David was very not included, if I have to say, in comparison to the other evacs. He had a lot of missing stuff. Elu and the other ones, I know their name, but I don't care enough. 38. Character that got your attention the first time you saw them on screen is not just one, but Evan, Youssef, Joanna, and Fatu. 39. Which scene has moved you the most? I think we all figured it out by now. It's O Elgana. But again, the scene of Noha just losing it and Josh following her and saying the beautiful "You are not alone." Question 40. Favorite original character? And I have to say Fatu. Question 41. How much do you miss Druck? And I mean, obviously I miss it a lot. But I've been rewatching clips here and there, so it hasn't fully caught up yet. Ask me that in like a month or something. Question 44. If you could give an extra season to a remake that is over, which one would you choose? Think is obvious. Scam Austin, Shay Dixon, season, period. Ciao. It needs to happen. It needs to happen. I don't know what Facebook did and why they did it, but it's not nice. Question 45. Which remake has the best soundtrack? I do think it's easier to say it by season than by remake. My favorite seasons in terms of soundtrack by far are OG season 3, Druck season 5 and 6, and it pains to say this, but wtfock season 4 had the best soundtrack of anything. Like, it just pains me to say this given how bad the season was. And I didn't even watch I think I watched like the first 3 episodes or something, but then I followed the playlist on Spotify, and oh my god, it was just so good. Like, a playlist that you listen by someone and literally all of the things are hearted because you listen to the exact same things. Just, oh my god, whatever. It just pissed me off. Till this day, piss me off how good it is. Question 46. Fave changes that the remakes have made. First of all, David, self-explanatory. Second, Alex and him being super, super angry because he was a sibling and it involved a death of a sibling. It just made his anger a little bit more like tangible, and I don't want to say like easier to forgive. That's not the point, but like understandable, if you know what I mean. It's much easier to forgive someone that is angry because like their sibling died over like some stupid street fight, brawl, whatever. So yeah, I really like that. Another one is Krisana, obviously, the fact that they gave us like the first women loving couple in the skamverse. But not only that, they made it so Joanna was the one to tell Chris about the mental illness. It wasn't used as like a shock, value, and I really love that. Also, the fact that España was really woman focused, I really like that as well. Question 47. Best Scamverse actors, and I really hope no one gets offended by this. It's just my opinion based on how I felt by their portrayals, but I do think obviously Irene, so the actress that played Chris, Tarje, and Enric, so the ones that played Isaac and Evan, Mina, I think it's Mina, the one that played Noha and Druck, who else? Ajar, the one that played Amira, Sida, Nyungi, and Aisha. Love them as well. I mean, I loved all of the girls in Druck new season. I feel like they're fantastic. I really hope I'm not missing anybody. Oh, Ulrike, I think that's how you say her name. The one that obviously played Vilde. I think she's fantastic. And I think that's it. Like, these are obviously my opinion. I don't think any of them are bad actors. It's just these are the ones that, like, their portrayals were really cool, in my opinion. Question 48. Scamoji or druck? I'm gonna change this around. So, instead of saying Scamoji or druck, I'm gonna say druck, new generation, Scamoji, and druck, old generation. This generation just beats everything for me. Question 49. Best style in all of the skams. So I have to say, back in the day, my favorite style icon was Nora. Obviously, like, she was literally my favorite. But today, I have to say Kumi, Amira, Chris, Joanna, Nora, Grace, but sometimes she also used a couple of weird things here and there. Oh, and Liv from Scamanel. I feel like, I don't know, I mix and match things from all of them. Last but not least, and I'm seeing the counter and this video is so long, so I'm sorry for that, but I hope you're okay with it. Which characters from the Scamverse would you have dated? Joanna, without a question of a doubt. She is literally my type to a T. My first girlfriend can attest to the fact that she is literally Joanna. Josh, my baby boy, perfect, amazing, fantastic. Maya, Kes, Jonas, Noor, Fatu, Kumi, Mia, Shay, and I think I'm not forgetting anybody. If I am, I'm really, really sorry, but these are like Amira as well. If they decided not to be cowards and make her bi, because her and Dunya had a thing going on, you can't tell me otherwise. So Amira as well on this list. But yeah, that was it. 50 questions. I think it was probably 48 because I'm pretty sure 2 of them were repeated, but whatever. Thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you very much for being here. I hope you are taking your druck absence better than most, better than me, please, because I'm not taking it very well. But stick around on this channel because Scamverse related content means maybe you won't miss druck as much, maybe. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and maybe subscribe to my channel because I would love to have you here, and I will see you on the next video. Bye!